Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of our Lord. Our dearest Heavenly Father, thank you for making all things possible. We are grateful for all the blessings you are pouring upon each one of us, despite the challenges we are all currently facing. Thank you for blessing us today with the wonderful opportunity to meet virtually and learn together in the awesomely exciting webinar. May your blessings of wisdom and guidance be upon us, all through the sharing and impartation of knowledge and skills by our resource speakers, facilitators, and moderators. May all of us learn together, upgrade our competencies, and capacitate us to be the help in the development of our learners' lives and communities in the spirit of your love and generosity. May we now humbly commit every part of this webinar to you as we all give you the glory, honor, and praises for your kingdom and holy name's sake. All this we pray in the precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, pero sa silanganan, hanap ng puso, sa bibig ko'y ay upang pilihan, iyakan ang mag-ibig, sa manlulubig, kita masisingil, sa dagatang mundo, sa simulan, sa langit o magaw, ay tinatak, nanaw, sa pagkayang minamahal, kamusta ka, matawan mo'y patuloy na nag-iingin, ang tuwing nakarap na kailan mo ay di matitigil, lumalang araw ng walang ipansin na, kulay langit sa Pilipinas. Ang ligaya ng kay marami, ang pagkakay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you, Ma'am Jocelyn. Everyone, please be seated. Now, let us check the attendance. For the District Cluster 1, Taguig Integrated School. Standalone SHS within Taguig Integrated School.
Present po.
Susan Elementary School. Dr. Artemio Natividad Elementary School.
Present po.
General R. Papa Memorial High School Main. General R. Papa Memorial High School Annex. For District Cluster 2, CP Tinga Elementary School.
Present
RP
po.
Cruz Senior Elementary
Present.
School.
Present, ma'am.
Christy Santos Elementary School.
Present
Taguig
po.
National High School. Taguig Science High School.
Present.
For District Cluster 3, Tipas Elementary School Main. Tipas Elementary School Annex.
Present, ma'am.
Kapindan Integrated School.
Present
Tipas
po.
National High School. For District Cluster 4, Upper Bicotan Elementary School.
Present po.
Daanghari Elementary School.
Present po, ma'am.
Maria Asuncion Tinga High School. Upper Bicutan National High School. For District Cluster 5, SBES.
Present.
Signal Village National High School, Junior High School. Signal Village
Present
National
po.
High School, Senior High School. Diosdado Macapagal High School. For District Cluster 6, Santa Rosario Elementary School.
Present po.
Present po.
Captain H. Francisco Elementary School Main. Captain H. Francisco Elementary School Annex.
Present.
Pateros Elementary School.
Present.
Paulina Manalo Elementary School.
Present.
Maria Concepcion Cruz High School.
Present.
Bagong Tanyag Integrated School.
Present.
Present.
Bagong Tanyag Elementary School Annex A.
Okay, present.
Bagong Tanyag Elementary School Annex B.
Present po.
Present po.
CP Santa Teresa Elementary School. Bagong Bayan National High School. District Cluster 8, Tenement Elementary School. Maharlika Integrated School. Western Bicutan National High School. For District Cluster 9, Caris Main Elementary. Caris Main High School. Palar Integrated School.
Present po.
Silangan Elementary School Main.
Present po.
Cardones Memorial Elementary School.
Present po.
Present.
Senator Renato Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School. Gat Andres Bonifacio Elementary
Present po.
Present po.
Gat Andres Bonifacio High School.
Present po.
First District Cluster 10, Pateros National High School. Simplicio Manalo National High School.
Present.
Santa Ana Elementary School. Aguho Elementary School.
Present.
May hindi po ba nabanggit na school? So, I guess wala na po. So, let us now move on to the next part of the program. May I call on Ma'am Mayan Malaluan, AO2, to present the objectives or purpose of this program. Thank you po, Ma'am Mayan.
Apo, good morning po. Naririnig po ako?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay po.
Yes, ma'am.
Hintayin lang po natin yung slide.
Lagi ako na kulay. Dan speaking, pipindutin ko na to.
Our rationale for today, this virtual seminar is conducted in compliance with DepEd Order number 29 Series 2019 regarding the procedural guidelines on the management of cash advances for school MOE and other program funds of non-implementing units, which aims to provide procedures for the implementation of the provisions of COA DBM DepEd Joint Circular 2019-01 for accountability and transparency. And for our objectives today, first, to be proficient in the common school transaction, eligible expenses chargeable from MOE funds. Next po ay to be reminded of the deadlines as well as the guidelines in the utilization and liquidation of the downloaded funds. To learn the recent BIR guidelines regarding withholding tax on purchase of goods and services for a non-VAT registered supplier and the use of appropriate BIR form. To capacitate school head and MOE clerks in the preparation of the bank reconciliation statement. To discuss challenges, issues, and concerns encountered in the implementation of DepEd Order number 29 Series of 2019 and the application of appropriate solutions. Next po. To clarify the objects of expenditures relative to the preparation of the annual school budget for CY 2022. And last po, to include programs, activities, and projects related to gender awareness and development or GAD, senior citizens, and PWDs using 5% of the school annual budget. Ito po yung i-aim natin na ma-discuss ngayong araw po. Meron pa po, pahabol. To address the recurring audit findings of COA on liquidation of cash advances and to discuss other related accounting, budgeting, and auditing matters. Thank you po.
Before we continue, some house rules must be kept in place. To present this, let us all welcome Ma'am Marlene Kayanan, ADAS 3.
Good morning, everyone.
Please wait for Ma'am Marlene. Let us welcome again Ma'am
Good morning.
Marlene Kayanan.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Isa. Thank you, Ma'am Isa. Good morning, everyone. Here is our house rule. First, find a quiet place. Second, be sure your microphone is on mute. Third, raise your hand when you want to speak. Fourth, be respectful and patient when someone is talking. And lastly, before leaving the meeting, be sure to accomplish the MNE evaluation form for the issuance of certificate of participation. Thank you and enjoy listening to our webinar.
Very well said, Ma'am Marlene. Before we continue, this time let's hear it from Ma'am Rhea G. Eason, Accountant 3, to give us her welcome remarks.
So, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Okay, so before we start, yan. May I know, sino po ito? Kilala niyo po ba yan?
Spider-Man.
May I hear the answer? Spider? Hindi, pangalan po niya. Sino nakakakilala sa po?
Boyfriend ko yan.
Sino yan?
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
I think that's his name.
Peter Parker yan.
So, sirit na ba? Walang nakakaalam kung sino tong this cute guy?
Ma'am, si Tobey Maguire ba yan?
Oh, very good si Isa.
Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire, yes. And next, please. Sino tong gorgeous lady na to? Sabi nila kamukha ko daw to. Sino yan? Oh,
Sa
sino
Princess
yan?
Diaries po ba
Bida
yan?
sa The Witch.
Diary.
Sino yan? Si Princess Diaries daw. Sino naman? Binibigyan nyo kasi yung kung ano.
The Witch po.
O yan, ma'am.
Ma'am, si Anne Hathaway po ba?
Anne
Hathaway.
Ang galing talaga ni Isa. Yes, si Anne Hathaway. And last but
Ma'am,
not least,
nanonood na.
sino tong handsome and debonair man na? Sino yan?
Lolo ko po.
Ma'am, wild guess lang po si Robert De Niro ba?
Ang pogi naman ang lolo nila. Sino yan?
Tatay ko yan, ma'am.
Sino yan? Sino?
Ex ko yan. Robert De Niro.
Tatay ko yan, ma'am. Tatay ko.
Very good, very good. So, okay. Natawan naman ako doon.
Ma'am, perfect ko po. Baka may gift.
Okay, so, well, we're not discussing Hollywood stars right now, okay? So, bakit ito ba tinatawag ito? Because, kanina tama kayo. So, si Tobey Maguire, siya yung bida. Siya si Peter Parker in the movie The Spider-Man. And si Miss Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro, nagtandem sila. They were together in the movies The Intern. Okay? So, I just would like to share wonderful quotes from these two wonderful and amazing movies. So, ano ba ito? So, okay. Sabi ni Uncle Ben, okay, kung napapanood kayo ng The Spider-Man 1, okay, sabi ni Uncle Ben, this is the uncle of Peter Parker. Dun sa last conversation nila inside the car, sabi niya, with great power comes great responsibility, okay? And so, that is true, especially for us who are working in the government. We are in the government service. So this applies to all of us, especially, okay, to the school heads, okay? Sabi nga po, napaka-huge ng responsibility being in the government service. Bakit kanyo? Because public office is a public trust. Public officers and employees, so hindi lang si school head, lahat tayo, even the MOE clerks, okay? Lahat na nasa gobyerno, must at all times be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility. So nakita nyo, mas greater pa tayo kay superheroes kasi kay superheroes, He has given superpowers. Tayo, we have been blessed, we have been privileged We are gifted, we have been given this power to serve the people. Hindi lang responsibility yung nakaakibat ha. Without mas responsibility, mayroon pang accountability. At yung accountability na ito, may kasamang integrity, loyalty, and efficiency. And we should act with patriotism and justice and lead modest lives. So kung iisipin nyo, masyadong mabigat, heavy, diba? Parang heavy ng burden. So isipin nyo na lang yung overwhelming tasks, duties, and responsibilities na nakaatang sa ating mga school heads. So we salute you kasi sobra talaga yung nagagawa ninyo. On top of your duties as administrator and manager of the school, parang ito yung second home ng mga future leaders natin, di ba? Ng mga history makers natin, ng mga future artists and great inventors and great innovators, and so much more. And on top of that, kayo pa rin ang manager ng financial natin. So you are financial manager of the school. So napaka-overwhelming, okay, ng nakaatang sa inyong balikat. But then sabi nga po dun sa movie The Intern, okay, starring Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro, sabi niya, you're never wrong for doing the right thing. Of course, yung original quotation na yan, quote na yan ay galing kay Mark Twain. So you're never wrong for doing the right thing. So ibig sabihin, gawin mo lang yung tama, sumunod ka lang, and you'll never be wrong. Totoo po ba yan? Yes, it's true. Kasi according to Auditing Code of the Philippines, sabi dito, it is the declared policy of the state that all resources of the government shall be managed, expended, or utilized. Ito, tapasok yung, gawin mo lang yung tama, in accordance, okay, with law and regulations and safeguard against loss or wastage through illegal or improper disposition with the view of to ensuring efficiency, economy, and effectiveness in the operation of government. So yun lamang po. In that juncture, I would like to welcome you all in this virtual orientation workshop. And hopefully this will serve as your guide. Napakarami po natin, squeeze po natin, compress po talaga yung topic natin for today. So unfortunately, we'll not be having our cashier today for some medical reasons. But then, try po namin makompress at ma-accommodate ang mga questions ninyo, yung mga clarifications na gusto po ninyo malaman. So please enjoy the show, sit back and relax, stay tuned. And with that, welcome. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po, Ma'am Rhea. So, to inspire us with this message, let's welcome our officer in charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Margarito B. Materum Sese. Let us give him a very warm round of applause.
So, wala pa ata si Sir, nasa kabilang meeting. But later
Hello. Ma'am.
Sir, thank you for coming.
Sa totoo lang, I have 3 meetings. What's this? The first meeting that I had to attend sana ay sa Comelec. But Comelec is far from home. So sabi ko kay Ma'am Desiree, siya na lang muna doon. So I have 2 meetings today. Conflict din. Itong inyo, webinar nyo plus another meeting. Okay? Actually, 3. Flex to lead also is another meeting. And I learned that there are also principals here. I do not know how also divide their time, having 3 meetings or seminars today. Flex to lead is 1. The meeting with the city is another 1 plus this one. And I'm so happy that they are here. Not only our MOE clerks. I'm sorry sinimulan ko na without saying good morning. So good morning po muna pala. Good morning. It's good that I was able to arrive.
Good morning po, sir.
Arrive before this seminar or webinar. I heard from the very beginning, and I even waited a little while kasi hindi nagsimula ng 9. So we already reduce our efficiency there. Efficiency and economy affected na doon, mga kasama. Okay? I wonder I'm sorry, this is inspirational, but I don't think I can give you an inspirational message because this is something which is very, I do not know. If there are three functions of a principal, instructional leadership function, administrative function, this may be the most difficult function that they have. This is all about the fiscal management function, because this is where we have concerns time after time. I'm sorry to say this, so it's not really an inspirational. How can I make it inspirational, Ma'am Rhea? Okay, inspirational in the sense that Ma'am Rhea, being makulit sa COA at saka sa ating regional office, mataas naman ang ating performance rating when it comes to submission of reports. Di po ba, ma'am? There are only cases which we have to further strengthen, to further enhance, like submission of sorry, nagre-remind na tuloy ako kasi connected din naman ako rito. Once I came to my attention, naalala ko rin naman, like the submission of reports year 2017, 2018, 2019, that up to this time, siguro sa araw na ito ay na-submit na rin. Okay? This is one thing that we have to not only double time, I do not know, triple time or how many times. Kasi 2017, 2018, 2019. Anyway, we are here, of course, to narinig ko kanina, efficiency, economy, and effectiveness. Of course, those are still our foci or focuses in having this, so that we can still we can further enhance our performance when it comes to fiscal management, when it comes to management of our financial resources, not only the IUs but also the non-IUs, and also the division office, because we all represent one office, that is the division office, being the one representing the whole schools division of Taguig City and Pateros in our reports to NCR, to COA, to the DBM, and to the central office. So sabi nga na dito you have to compress, because there are so many things that you want to discuss, but dahil sa dami ng trabaho, kailangan i-stretch nyo. Why do you what's that? I-compress. Why compress? Do we not have any more time for another session for this? But anyway, our speakers, our host, our accountant, and other, wala man tayo outside the speaker dito, di ba? They are competent in handling this webinar, and so we'll be able to achieve our objective. Our inspiration na lang, despite the pandemic, tayo naman ay nakakaraos. May mga konting problema lamang na hindi natin kayang makontrolin dahil sa pandemic, katulad ng implementation of our programs for 2020 and even 2021, na mahirap sabihin ito. Anyway, a week ago, napag-usapan na namin to, how we could be able to implement those programs for 2020 and 2021 if we could still possibly have the time and the possibility to do these things. Sa schools naman, siguro, kayang-kaya pa. It's a matter of making the necessary adjustments in our schedule. It's a matter of making the necessary adjustment in our plan. So our plan must be revisited once in a while, dahil nandyan pa po ang pandemic, para po magamit natin ng maayos ang ating pondo. And before I end, IUs have their complete financial staff. They have their what do you call that? Disbursing officer. They have their cashier. So it is expected na nakikita naman natin that they submit reports even before due dates. Itong mga nakita ko kanina, MOOE clerks. Ito ang medyo nating problema, kasi MOOE clerks, they might be only one in the school, and these clerks may not be permanent, as they may be coming from the city, that they really have to be capacitated and recapacitated and re-enhance so that we will be able to deliver the services expected of us. I should not be uttering the word expected, but it is very important for us to know, to hear the word expected. Kasi sabi kahapon, sana wag banggitin mga salitang impose, imposition, expectation, and controlling. Pero napakahalaga when it comes to financial management. Kasi nga, kung hindi natin gawin ito, hindi magiging effective, hindi magiging efficient, at hindi magiging hindi natin matupad yung economy na sinasabi natin. Okay? So, in management, hindi pa rin manawawala yung salitang controlling as one of the components of management. Controlling is very important, especially when it comes to financial management. Okay? Imposing is also one, although masama nga pero there are times that we have to be imposing, especially when we are running short of time in our submission of reports, of financial reports, and what do you call that, in our implementing our projects. And ano yung sinabi ko kanina isa? Expectation is still important. We expect that we do our job, that we deliver the services and the goods, not due on due date, but before due date, so that we still have the time, for example, in our schools division, to review, because our financial unit needs also enough time for reviewing our reports before they will finally be submitted to the concerned agencies. So sorry, hindi ako nagiging inspirational, nagiging reminder na rin. Naunahan ko na po yung mga reminder ni Ma'am Rhea at sa iba pang mga magsasalita ngayon. But what is important is that we are here to do this webinar because of some updates that we have to know. We have there are no things that we have to keep abreast of, so that we still will still be on the thread, on the right thread. On the right thread, meaning to say on the right direction as we go all along habang tayo ay may pandemya pa. Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Rhea, for Ma'am Rhea and Ma'am Becca. I know Ma'am Becca is here and the financial staff are here. Thank you very much for this endeavor. It's good that I was home before I received your message that I had to give a message. I was reading all what you had in your SD o tapat nakalagay doon, but not having this message. Akala ko wala akong message, pero ganun pa rin naman. Okay? Thank you again. And how many days are here? Do we have? One day. This will be a very fruitful day. It may be a day overflowing of ideas, overflowing of insights, kasi nga sabi ni Ma'am Rhea, ito ay na-compress. Kaya overflowing nga. There may be really overflowing of ideas, insights, learnings, which we can apply as we implement our plans in our schools as regards our MOOE utilization. Again, thank you, and have a Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much po, Sir Materu. Okay, so are you ready to start the presentation? To present the first topic, may I call on Sir Julius Villaruel, AO2, to discuss about the common school transactions.
Hello po. Good morning. Naririnig po?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Po, sir. Yes po.
Good morning po sa ating lahat. Proceed tayo sa Common School Transaction. We have letter order number 15, series of 2020. DepEd Order Number 8, Series of 2019. DepEd Memorandum, Office of the Undersecretary for Finance, 2020-0358, dated July 17, 2020. And last po, DPM Circular 2016-07, dated July 20, 2016. Next po. Pakibalik. Next po. Unahin po natin yung DepEd Order Number 8, Series of 2019, dated May 2, 2019. Revised implementing guidelines on the direct release, use, monitoring, and reporting of MOE, allocation of schools, including other funds managed by schools. This order revokes DepEd Order Number 9, Series of 2018, entitled Implementing Guidelines, the Release and Utilization of MOE, Allocation of Senior High School, and revokes DepEd Order 13, Series of 2016, entitled Implementing Guidelines, the Direct Release and Use of MOE, Allocation of Schools, including funds managed by schools. Next po. So, ano po yung uses of school MOE? So, dapat po ang uses of school MOE po must be in accordance with the existing budgeting, accounting, procurement, and auditing rules and regulations. Next po. Next po, ma'am. So, ano po ba ang kadalasang uses of school MOE? So, unahin po muna natin yung ano po ibig sabihin ng MOE. MOE refer to an expenditure category expense class for support to the operation of government agency such as expenses of supplies and materials, transportation and travel, utilities like water, power, etc., and repairs, etc. So ito po yung nakalagay sa CDR natin na ilalagay po natin yung expenses natin kung ano pong pinagamitan natin sa MOE. So meron po silang, in addition to this, sa uses of school MOE, we have activities identified in the approved school improvement plan or SIP. Ma'am, yung slide po. Ma'am, yung slide po, hindi po.
Wait lang, humihina po kasi yung internet dito sa office. Nasaan na? Rosel, pakibaba.
Okay po, ma'am. Ito na po. Ito po yung addition sa paggamit ng MOE. Number 2 po, graduation rights, moving up, or closing ceremonies and recognition activities. Pangatlo po, take note po, minor repairs of facilities, building, and grounds maintenance necessary for the upkeep of the school. So ang pinakahuli po, procurement semi-expendable property items worth less than 15,000, including po dito yung TVL or Technical Vocational Livelihood and Science classes, consumables as provided in the Government Accounting Manual or GAM issued by the Commission on Audit. Next po, ma'am. Next po. Okay na po, ma'am. So, balik po, ma'am, balik. So, kanina po, ano pong uses of school mowing? So, dito naman po, ano pong dapat ang hindi pwedeng i-procure sa MOE? So, number 1, we have school seats and teachers, tables, and chairs, except po for school furniture not procured or provided by the central, regional, or schools division offices. Number 2, textbooks. At ang panghuli po ay supplementary learning resources or SLR, including po publications, periodicals, and review centers. So yan po yung tatlong hindi po dapat pwedeng i-procure sa MOE under DepEd Order Number 8 Series of 2019. Next po. Next po, ma'am. Next po, ma'am.
We're having some technical difficulties po as of the moment. Please wait lang po. Naayos lang po ng technical team natin. Please wait a minute lang po.
Hello, Ma'am Isa, okay na po ba? Hello, sir. Naririnig na po?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Narinig na po.
Yes, sir.
Po tayo. Dito po tayo sa reporting requirements. So, ano po bang kailangan para sa reporting requirements? So, sinasabi po dito, ensure that all procurement using the school funds conform to the provisions of Republic Act 9184. Ito po yung an act providing for the modernization, standardization of regulation of the procurement activities of the government and for other purposes. So use of school funds shall include the name of suppliers and service providers where there is procurement of goods and services against school funds. So kailangan po naka-indicate po yung suppliers at service providers pag nag-procure po sa MOE. So next po. So ito po another reporting requirement. Siguro po alam po ito ng lahat. Sinasabi po dito, submit to the SDO on or before the 5th of the following month the original copy of the cash disbursing register. So yung mga sinasubmit nyo po, halimbawa po, January MOE. So dapat pagdating po ng February of the following month, masasubmit na po dapat 5th day, mga February 5 dapat i-submit na po. So may reminder din po dito, at least 75% po dapat ang na-liquidate nyo bago nyo submit. Hindi po pwedeng 50% po na-liquidate nyo lang tapos sasubmit nyo sa amin. Hindi po pwede. Ang sinasabi po dito sa DepEd Orders Series of 2019, at least 75% po. However po, kung may natira man pong balance, dapat po, pag end of the year po, dapat po maliquidate na siya in full. Pag hindi naman po maliquidate in full, kailangan po, it should be refunded. Paparesibuhan nyo po sa cash or ibalik nyo po sa amin. Hindi po pwedeng mag-balance forwarded po. Halimbawa, December 2019, forward nyo po sa December 2020, hindi po pwede. So, sinasabi po dito, unexpected balances should be refunded. So, next po. So, ito po, reminder po meron po tayong ukulang penalty sa magbabiolate po dito sa DepEd Order number 8, Series of 2019. Penalty clause, number 1, any DepEd personnel who will violate any provision of this order shall be dealt with administratively pursuant to DepEd Order number 49, Series of 2006, otherwise known as the Revised Rules of Procedures of the Department of Education in Administrative Cases, without prejudice to the other legal remedies available to the government. Number 2, the School Government Council will prepare a report on any irregularity or violation of these implementing guidelines and should file to the proper disciplining authority pursuant to DepEd Order number 49, Series of 2006. So kailangan po, hindi po natin i-violate kasi may penalty clause. So next po. So sunod na po tayo. Ang topic po natin ay DepEd Order number 15, Series of 2020, dated June 25, 2020. So ano po itong DepEd Order na ito? Ito po ay supplementary guidelines on managing MOE allocation for schools to support the implementation of basic education learning continuity plan in the time of COVID-19 pandemic. So this order supplements DepEd Order number 008, Series of 2009, and supplements DepEd Order number 29, Series of 2019, and shall take effect immediately upon issuance. So ito po yung DepEd Order. It supplements po doon sa una kong diniscuss na DepEd Order number 8, Series of 2019. Next po. So ano naman po ang rationale niya, ang reason niya? So ginawa po itong DepEd Order Series of 2020 dahil po sa pandemic. So through DepEd Order number 012, Series of 2020, has adopted the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan or BLCP, a package of education interventions that will respond to the basic education challenges brought about by COVID-19 as overall framework to govern school year 2020-2021. So, ang pangatlo po, nagkaroon po tayo ng necessary adjustment in operations, including financial management system and procedures such as the allocation, use, and monitoring and reporting of MOE para po ito sa both implementing units or IOS and non-implementing units or non-IOS schools nationwide. Next po. So ano naman po ang scope of policy nitong DepEd Order number 15 Series of 2020? This DepEd Order provide standards in the disposition of allocation and utilization of MOE for schools to support the implementation of the BLCP in the time of COVID-19 pandemic. So para po ito sa school lahat, so dapat elementary, secondary schools, implementing units or IOS or non-implementing IOS shall abide by these guidelines. Next po. So, procedures and standards or standards. So para po ito sa mga school heads natin, ito po ang sinasabi po dito, to ensure the expedient, efficient, and effective implementation of the activities under the BLCP, while at the same time taking cognizance of the boundaries in the judicious use of MOE funds in times of public emergency, the following standards and or provisions shall be observed. So ito po, number 1, the school heads are urged to undergo rigorous review, evaluation of the school improvement plan or SIP, yung sinasubmit pong SIP sa amin, and adjust according to respond to the circumstances and eventualities in the areas where schools operate. They shall perform, exercise due diligence in determining the priorities of the use of funds without compromising the health and safety of learners, teaching and non-teaching personnel in school. Further, the school heads are encouraged to assess their hierarchy and potential problems if these needs are not met. So next po. Next po. Next po, ma'am. Next po. Next po, ma'am. So, pupunta na po tayo sa DepEd Order number 15, Series of 2020. Ito po yung pinoprocure natin, procurement of balik po ma'am, balik po. So, procurement of tangible items costing below the capitalization threshold of 15,000 per unit may be undertaken. So ito po yung mga binibili nating example ay halimbawa yung below 15,000, example po yung mga USB, hard drive, computer, etc. Ito po yung dapat po, these items will be treated as semi-expendable items property. So pag semi-expendable items or property, kailangan po may issuance po lagi siya ng inventory custodian slip para po these tangible items to establish accountability over them. So kaya minsan po nangingi kami ng pag wala pong attachments sa pag sinasubmit yung liquidation, yung mga pag mayroon po kayong biniling USB, hard drive or etc. Nangingi po kami ng ICS, so kailangan po importante po 'yon. So next po, ito po. All concerned are advised to observe the COA, the Commission on Audit, prescribed capitalization of 15,000 for all fixed assets. So kailangan po, in-advise po ng COA na dapat observe po ito, dapat below 15,000 o dapat yung bibili or fixed asset po ito dapat. So sunod po, ito po tayo sa DBM Circular Letter. Back po ma'am, back po. So DepEd Circular, DBM Circular Letter number 2016-7 dated July 20, 2016. Ito po yung prescribing the adoption of FY 2016 Government Accounting Manual or GAM for budgetary documents and transaction. Next po. So DBM Circular Letter Number 2016-7. So ito pa sinasabi. In particular, the following chapters, section of the FY 2016 GAM are to be observed. And next po, ma'am. Next po. Next po, ma'am. Balik po. Balik po, ma'am. Balik po. Balik pa po. So ito po yung sinasabi sa DBM Circular Letter 2016 series of -7. In particular, the following chapters, section of the FY 2016 GAM are to be observed. So chapter 8, inventories. Section 10, semi-expendable property, tangible items below the capitalization threshold of 15,000 shall be accounted as semi-expendable property. So the following policies shall apply. Number 1, semi-expendable property which were recognized as property, plant, and equipment or PPA shall be reclassified to the affected accounts. So number 2, these tangible items shall be recognized as expenses upon issued to the end user. So malinaw po sinasabi dyan na itong mga tangible items, pag ni-receive po, dapat pag binili, papareceive nyo po sa kung sino man pong end user para po siya po yung accountable ng binili nyong item na binigay sa kanila. Next po. So, Section 4, applying the capitalization threshold of 15,000. The capitalization threshold of 15,000 represents the minimum cost of an individual asset recognized as PPE on the statement of financial position. Items with individual values below the threshold, but which work together in the form of a group of network asset whose total value exceeds the threshold shall be recognized as part of the primary PPE. Ang example po nito, computer network, PBX system or sewerage system. Expenditure incurred on purchasing development of operating hardware like web servers, staging servers, production servers, and internet connection of a website is accounted for as PPE if the total value of primary asset, communication network, and this item is with the threshold of 15,000 and above. So ang paliwanag po dito sa dapat items costing below 15,000 but which are part of a set of a certain property, plant, and equipment is classified as capital outlay. So dapat po hindi sumobra yung ano doon. Tapos ang halimbawa po nito yung robotics. So bawal po 'yon kasi kahit tingi-tingi po 'yon. So mag-isa yung robotics po kasi pag sinama-sama hindi po siya below 15,000 kasi isa lang po siyang part doon sa robot kaya magiging capital outlay po ito kaya po hindi po dapat siya at hindi po pwedeng i-charge sa MOE. Next po. Activities such as but not limited in the following are eligible items. So ito po yung sa DepEd Order 15 series of 2020. So ito yung DepEd Order 15 series of 2020. Ito po yung supplements doon sa DepEd Order number 8 series of 2019. Ito po yung mga eligible items na to be charged against the MOE bans dahil po sa pandemic. Number 1 po. Ito po pinayagan na po tayo na number 1 po. Production, reproduction, and distribution of alternative learning modules. So pinayagan na po, kaya pwede na po tayo mag-print ng mga modules sa school and charge sa MOE po. Number 2, development of home learning guide. Number 3 po. Next po. Ito po, number 3, personal protective equipment. So ito pa yung mga binibili nating face mask, alcohol, face shield. So allowed na po ito kasi dahil po nga sa pandemic kaya inallowed na po ito ng DepEd Order number 15 series of 2020. So next po. Next po, itong production and distribution of information, education and communication or IEC, collaterals to promote minimum health standards. So pwede po kayong maglagay ng mga poster doon sa school, mga tarpaulin po pala, to promote minimum health standards. Next po. So maintenance of respiratory, hand hygiene or hand wash. Number 6, rehabilitation of water and sanitation facilities. So pwede po naman paayos kung ano pong parang po mapaayos lang po yung mga sanitation nito sa school. Next po. So ito po, reminder po, take note po dito ha, sa number 7, minor improvements in classrooms for proper ventilation. So minor improvements lang po sa classroom yung dapat po i-allowed sa MOE po. Hindi po siya dapat. Next po. So pupunta po tayo sa memorandum. Naglabas po ng memorandum yung ating Office of the Secretary for Finance 2020-0358 dated July 17, 2020. Para po ito sa clarification po ito ng DepEd Order number 15 series of 2020. About po ito sa next po. Next po. Next. Next po, ma'am. Next po. Next po, ma'am. Hello po, ma'am. Next po. Next na po, ma'am. Next po. So ito pong clarify ng memorandum ng Office of the Secretary for Finance. Clarification lang po doon sa mga nabilanggit ko kanina ng mga eligible items. So ayan po, nakikita nyo sa screen. At clarify lang po yan ng memorandum. So next po. So ito, punta na po tayo sa EPP. So EPP po, ito po yung annual procurement plan na sinasubmit po sa amin. Ito pong EPP, sinasabi po dito sa section 7.1 of the 2016 IRR, requires all procurement to be in accordance with the EPP, and all procuring entities are not allowed to procure anything unless it is included in the EPP. So pag wala po sa EPP, hindi po pwedeng mag-purchase po kayo. Kasi po, nag-submit na po kayo ng annual procurement plan. So except pag emergency lang po, kailangan nyo po talaga, kailangan po, ang isasubmit nyo po sa amin, magsasubmit po kayo ng supplementary annual procurement plan for EPP para po mapayagan po kayong mag-procure doon sa kung wala doon sa EPP. So next po. Ito po, PS, DBM, PhilJeps, DBM Circular Letter Number 2012 dated August 25, 2011, directing the use of the procurement service and the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System, or PhilJeps. All procuring entities are directed to purchase common use supplies from the PS-DBM. So dito po sinasabi po dito sa circular na ito, kailangan po lagi pong unahin po natin na bumili sa PS. Minsan po naman, pag bumili tayo sa PS, wala po, minsan pag yung binili po natin na po doon. So pag wala pong supplies doon na bumili sa PS, yung manghingi ng certificate and availability of goods. So ipapakita naman po na wala po yon, ililista po ng tapos manghihingi po kayo doon sa PS. So bibigay naman po sa inyo yan. So pag nabigay na po sa inyo yan, so pwede na po kayo bumili sa labas ng supplies na wala doon sa PS. So ito namang all procuring entities are required to use PhilJeps. So ito naman yung PhilJeps. Sinasabi po dito, sa PhilJeps po, ang nire-required lang po na ipopost dito sa PhilJeps is amounted to 50,000 and above. So pag bumili po kayo ng supplies, goods and services, kailangan po above 50,000, kailangan po i-post nyo po siya sa PhilJeps kasi para po ito kailangan po i-post nyo sa PhilJeps para po sa transparency, accountability in government transactions, and enhance efficiency and effectiveness in the procurement of goods and services and civil works. So kailangan po 'yon para po hindi natin ma-violate yung sinasabi po dito sa circular letter. Kaya kailangan po mag-PhilJeps po pag more than 50,000 and above. So next please. So ito na po, hanggang dito na lang po. Marami pong salamat sa pakikinig. Magandang umaga po ulit. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much po, Sir Julius. Now, to give us an update on the status of liquidation reports, let's hear it from Ma'am Glory Tumambing, ADAS 3.
Thank you, Ma'am Isa. Hello, everyone. First of all, for those of you who still do not know me, I'm Glory Tumambing, ADAS 3 in the accounting unit of the OTAPAT.
Ay, ma'am, wait lang po, nag-e-echo po.
Sige, pinapat. Okay na. Wait.
Please wait for Ma'am Glory po.
Okay na, ma'am?
Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. For those of you who still do not know me, I'm Glory Tumambing, Administrative Assistant in the Accounting Unit of the OTAPAT. I am here to present to you the status of your respective schools' liquidation reports. First of all, we would like to congratulate the schools which had completely submitted their reports for calendar year 2018 to 2020 and for the first quarter of 2021. However, we would like to remind those schools that have already submitted but still with lacking documents, and especially those those schools that have those which have not submitted yet. Please be reminded that per COA Circular 2012-001 dated June 14, 2012, no cash advances shall be allowed unless the previous cash advance has been liquidated and fully accounted for. Claims against government funds shall be supported with complete documentation. I'm going to show you chronologically, starting with elementary schools. Next are the junior high schools with elementary schools and secondary schools. And last but not the least are senior high schools. These lists are for 2019, 2018, 2019, 2020, and first quarter of 2021 MOE. Please allow me to enumerate the following schools which have yet to submit their liquidation reports. The cell which is marked red corresponds or represents the month with unsubmitted liquidation reports. For calendar year 2018, Ma'am Isa.
Yes po, ma'am.
Bakit ano? Wait. Hindi ko makita. Wait lang po.
Please wait lang po for Ma'am Glory.
At ganun. Hindi ko makita, ma'am, yung ano. Yung slide. Hindi siya...
Wait lang po, ma'am. Full screen lang po. Yan na po. Okay na po.
2018 na ba to? Nakikita ko lang kasi senior high school na agad wala yung ano, elementary. Nag-stuck siya, ma'am. Nandun na lang ako sa kabila. Patayin ko tong ano.
Please wait lang po. Inaayos lang po natin for a better view po ng presentation. Please wait for a while lang po, mga participants. Please wait for a while lang po. Ma'am, nag-e-echo po. Please mute po na muna ang mic.
Ma'am Isa.
Ma'am, nag-e-echo po yung sounds.
Okay. I'm for 2018. Naririnig po ako?
Yes.
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes po.
Okay. Pasensya na po sa ano.
Hey.
Okay. So I'm going to start with elementary schools for the calendar year 2018. Those who have again with those cells which are marked as red are those months represents months which are with unsubmitted liquidation reports.
Please mute muna po. Ay, wait lang po, ma'am. Please mute muna po yung mga mic. Thank you po.
Okay na po.
Please mute muna po yung mga mic po. Thank you po.
Okay na, ma'am. Pwede na?
Okay na po.
Okay. Sa calendar year 2018, ito yung mga schools with unsubmitted liquidation reports. Vitas A, Captain Cardones, Captain Hipolito Annex, Captain Hipolito Main, Isi Santos, Gabes, Caris, Paulina Manalo, Silangan Elementary School, Tenement Elementary School, and Ubes. Sa integrated with junior high school, Caris, Napindan Integrated School. Sa secondary, MRT. Sa senior high schools naman, Agripino Simplicio Manalo, Bagumbayan, Gab High School, RPAPA, MRT, Pateros National High School, SRCC, TIS, Senior High School Standalone, Taguig National, and Tipas National High School. For calendar year 2019,
PowerPoint.
Teka, try ko i-share po ba? Wait po, ma'am.
Wala po bang PowerPoint? Hindi ko po hindi namin nakikita.
Teka muna, sir. Kita na niyo po?
Sa elementary po, high school po ito.
Kita na po.
Elementary po, ma'am. High school po to.
Hindi, nag-share na ako ng screen ko eh. Hindi sa akin yan, sir. Wala. Okay na po.
Yes, ma'am.
Nakikita na po, ma'am, yung 2018 MOE po.
Ito?
Opo.
Okay.
Pabalik po yung slide.
Ayan na po. So 2018, yan po.
Ma'am, pa F5 po. Para mag-ano. Control F5 nito, ma'am.
Control?
F5.
F5.
Ay, ba't iba?
Ma'am, pa F5 lang po. F5 lang.
Okay. Okay na?
Pa-forward po nung ano, ma'am, slide. Text nyo lang po, ma'am, yung araw po. Pa-mute po muna po yung mga mic po ng iba po.
Ano na, Ma'am Isan? Hindi ko na maano dito eh.
Pa-next lang po, ma'am, yung ano po, yung arrow po sa laptop.
Wait lang po.
Please wait lang po for the slide po. Presentation.
Ano yung connection?
Ma'am, pabalik po sa 2080.
Ayan na. Okay
Opo,
na po.
yan.
Ito,
Okay na po.
ito po yung for 2018. Kita na, ma'am?
Yes po, ma'am, kita na po.
Okay. So elementary, ito po siya. BTES A, Cardones, Captain Hipolito Annex, Captain Hipolito Main, Isi Santos, Gabes, Caris, Paulina Manalo, Silangan, Tenement, and Ubes. So integrated school, Caris, and Napindan. So secondary, MRT. Sa senior high school naman, Agripino Manalo, Bagong Bayan, Gab High School, R. Papa, MRT, Pateros National High School, SRCC, TIS, Taguig National, and Tipas National High School. Calendar year 2019, ito po yung mga schools with unsubmitted liquidation reports. Sa elementary, Isi Santos, Caris Main, Santo Rosario. Sa integrated, Caris. Sa secondary, MRT, President Diosdado, and Tagsay. Sa senior high school, President Diosdado, Signal Village, TIS, Standalone, and Tagsay. Sa calendar year 2020 naman po tayo. Sa elementary po, BTES A, Daang Hari, Gabes, Caris Main. Sa integrated, Caris. Sa secondary schools, President Diosdado Macapagal, and Tagsay. Sa senior high school po, President Diosdado Macapagal, TIS, and Tagsay. Dito na po tayo sa current year, 2021, sa first quarter po. Sa elementary po, Agoho, Sititingan, Daang Hari, Isi Santos, Maharlika, Napindan, Paulina Manalo, Pateros LM, RP Cruz, Silangan, Santa Ana, Santo Rosario, TIS, Tenement, and Upper Bicutan. Sa integrated school naman po at saka sa secondary schools. Sa integrated po, Caris and Napindan. Sa secondary schools, Gab High School, R. Papa, MRT, Maria Concepcion, President Diosdado, and Tagsay. Senior high schools po, Agripino Manalo, Gab High School, MRT, President Diosdado, TIS, Standalone, Tagsay, R. Papa, and Caris. Sa mga implementing units po para sa additional MOE, yung Bagong Bayan, Pateros, SRCC, Signal Village, Taguig National, Tipas National, Upper Bicutan National High School, and Western Bicutan National High School. Again po, we would like to to remind you to the submission of your liquidation reports, and please submit them on time. Alam ko po alam ko po indicator po yan sa SBM and isa yan sa criteria sa PBB. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat and have a nice day.
Thank you po, Ma'am Glory. We'll all keep that in mind po. Talk about updates. Here is Ma'am Mean Estacio, ADAS 3. She will discuss to us BIR forms and tax updates for liquidation. Let us all welcome po Ma'am Mean Estacio.
Thank you, Ma'am Isa. Thank you, Ma'am Isa. Good morning po. Wait lang. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mean Junicio from BO Accounting Unit, and I am here to present updates on withholding tax and BIR forms. So, okay na, Ma'am Isa?
Okay na po, Ma'am Junicio.
So, unahin po natin yung mga BIR forms. So, nakikita po natin sa screen. Familiar naman po tayo sa mga ginagamit nating forms. So, dalawa po yung forms na ginagamit natin before. Ito po yung BIR, form number 2306. Dito po natin nilalagay yung mga taxes na binabawas natin sa mga purchases. Yung 5% para sa mga VAT taxpayers and 3% para sa mga non-VAT or percentage taxpayer. Next one, Isa. Isa, next slide, please. Thank you. Ito naman po yung form, BIR form number 2307, Certificate of Creditable Tax Withheld at Source. So dito naman po natin inilalagay yung expanded. So expanded tax po ito, services 2%, pag goods po 1%, pareho po ng VAT and non-VAT taxpayer. So dalawa po yan na ginagamit po natin. Next slide, please. So effective, okay na, Ma'am Isa. Next slide, please. Effective January 1, 2021, VAT withholding tax system of government money payment shall shift from final to creditable system. This is in line with Section 37 of Republic Act number 10963, otherwise known as Train Law. So, in this regard, BIR has issued Revenue Memorandum Circular number 36, 2021 to inform taxpayers of the guidelines on how to fill in their VAT returns. So yan po yung nakikita po natin sa screen. Nandiyan po yung filing and payments. Pareho pa rin po ng forms. Doon po sa proof of withholding. Next slide, Ma'am Isa. So dito po sa RMC 3621, bali ang concern po dito yung form na gagamitin po natin. So dito po, ang i-issue na lang po natin ay yung Certificate of Creditable Tax Withheld at Source or yung BIR form number 2307 instead po na BIR form number 2306. So, ibig po sabihin, ito pong nilabas na BIR na RMC circular, pinag-isa na lang po yung gagamitin nating form. Next slide po, Ma'am Lisa. Next slide, Ma'am Isa. Thank you. Dito naman po sa Revenue Regulation number 221 dated April 8. Ito naman po ay amendment. May mga certain provisions of Revenue Regulation and 2-98 na ina-amend to implement the new final tax rate. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide po, Ma'am Isa. Thank you. Isa po sa mga certain provision dito po sa RR2 2021 ay yung pong sa government money payments. Purchases made by government-owned and controlled corporations, national government agencies, LGU, yan po, and other government instrumentalities from persons, entities subject to percentage tax pursuant to Section 116 of Tax Code. Yung Section 116 po, yung po ang nakalagay po doon ay non-VAT registered shall pay a tax equivalent to 3%. So inamend na rin po yan, magiging 1% na lang po yung withholding tax from period July 1, 2020 until June 2023. So, diyan po sa transitory provisions, nakalagay po dyan, pwedeng i-claim ng refund kung ang ginamit po nating rate ay higher than sa ini-impose ng regulation. So, since tayo po, siguro pa natanong nyo po, ang nakalagay po dito, effective siya July 1, 2020 until June 30, 2023. So, third quarter po last year, dapat siya 1% na. Since ito pong regulation na to ay nag-took effect recently, actually April, last month lang po, yung mga previous months po, 3% pa rin po ang nakalagay doon. So, tama lang po yung nire-remit natin. So, hindi na po tayo magre-refund sa BIR. Pero po itong last month, April, dahil nga po nag-effect siya ng April, ang filing po natin kasi is through online. EFPS po yung ginagamit natin. And nung last month po, updated na po yung percentage po doon, 1% na po nakalagay. Kaya ang limit po natin is yung 1% lang po. So tatanong nyo po, paano yan yung mga naibawas nyo po ay 3% pa rin. So ang magiging adjustment po doon, pwede pong i-refund nyo po sa mga supplier kung bumabalik po sila, or pwede naman po na i-claim na lang po as tax credit ng mga suppliers sa BIR. Next po, mag-isa. So, i-recap lang po natin yung dalawa pong mga circular na nilabas ng BIR. Ang concern lang po doon is yung form na gagamitin po natin, yung pong nasa 36/20/21, at saka po yung bagong tax rate, so final tax rate na dating 3% para sa non-VAT, magiging 1% na lang po. So ito po. Kung yung dati po ginagamit natin, yung dalawang form na 2306 at saka 2307, ngayon po ang gagamitin na lang po natin ay isa na lang po, yung BIR form number 2307, Certificate of Creditable Tax Withheld at Source. Yun na lang po ang i-attach nyo po doon sa mga liquidation. Since nandito na po tayo sa mga form, maisingit ko lang po. Kasi nagkakaroon pa po ng problema. Pero ilan lang po mga schools. Dito po sa part ng withholding agent, payer information. Ipasadahan ko na rin po para dun sa mga medyo nagkakamali pa po. Ang ilalagay po natin, sa tin po natin, i-remind ko lang po, 000-863-958-161. So yun po ang tin po natin. Dahil tayo po ang withholding agent, ilalagay niyo po dyan, DepEd, Division of Taguig City and Pateros, General Santos Avenue, Upper Bicutan, Taguig City, 1633. So yun po, konti lang naman, mga ilan-ilan school lang po naman ang medyo nagkakamali po doon. So balik po tayo sa form. So isa na lang po, no? Tatanong po natin, paano ang paglalagay natin ng tax po dyan? Buo po ba? So dito po sa form na to, dito muna isa. Doon sa part 3 po, yung details ng income and tax withheld. Yung upper part po doon, hindi ko masyado mabasa, teka lang. Yung upper part po doon, yun yung income payment subject to expanded withholding tax. So doon po natin ilalagay as is po kung ano po yung nilalagay natin sa form 2307, doon po natin ilalagay sa upper part po, yung expanded. Either 2% kung purchases ng service and 1% naman po kung purchases ng goods. Nalagay po natin yung income at saka yung tax withheld. So yung data po na dating nasa 2306, dito po natin ilalagay sa lower part. Lower part po nung part 3. Income payment subject to withholding of business, government and private. Doon po natin ilalagay yung data po doon. So magkahiwalay po siya. Hindi po natin ito-total yung tax na binawas natin sa mga purchases, kundi makikita po doon yung total ng expanded at saka po yung sa final batch sa baba po. So yun lang po yung pagkakaiba sa forms na gagamitin natin. So instead na yung dalawa pong form, isa na lang po ngayon. Actually ginagawa na po halos lahat. Meron lang pong iba, konti na lang po. Siguro yung mga bagong in charge sa liquidation, mga bagong clerks na lang po. Ilan na lang po pero since March, na-inform naman po ng ating accountant, head accountant, ni Ma'am Rhea, sa GC na ganun po ang procedure na po na gagamitin. So, halos lahat po. Kumbaga ito, recap na lang po. Next slide, Ma'am Lisa. So, dito po, ito po yung dati nating computation. So, may konti lang pong pagbabago. Ito po ay yung sa computation, isa po to sa common pre-audit findings po. So, i-reviewin lang po natin para po dun sa medyo nagkakamali pa po. Una po, i-determine po muna natin kung yung supplier or yung, anong tawag dito? Supplier o yung contractor po ay VAT or non-VAT. Sa resibo po nila, makikita po natin dun sa taas doon kung VAT or non-VAT po sila. So kung alam na po natin kung VAT or non-VAT po sila, pag VAT po, 5% po siya agad. Tapos, add lang po natin ang expanded na percentage rate. Kung service po siya, 2%. So magiging 7% po. Kung purchase naman ng goods, 1% po. So 6%. So pag VAT po, 6 or 7% lang po. And i-remind ko lang po ulit, pag VAT lang po, i-divide sa 1.12. Kasi po yung pinaka-gross amount po niya, may kasama po doon na 12% VAT. So pag nakuha na po natin yung net of VAT niya, doon po natin kukuhain yung percentage. Doon po tayo magbabawas sa pinaka-net. So malinaw po, no? Sa VAT lang po magdi-divide ng 1.12. So ang percentage po para sa VAT is either 6% para sa goods, 7% para sa services. So sa non-VAT po, diretso na po kung ano po yung gross amount niya, ita-times lang po natin sa percentage rate. So yung dati pong 3%, tulad po ng nakalagay sa nabasa po natin na Revenue Regulation 2.21, ito po ang apektado doon, yung non-VAT registered. So yung dating 3%, magiging 1% na lang po. Plus, yung kanyang expanded na 1%, kung goods, magiging 2% siya, and 2% kung purchases ng service naman po. So magiging 3%. So sa mga non-VAT, either po 2% lang po or 3%. Tapos, ang form po na gagamitin natin, based po sa RMC 36/2021, isa na lang pong form, which is 2307. So wala na po tayong gagamiting form na 2306. So yun po mga ma'am, mga principal and school clerks. I hope po na na-clear po natin na yon. Siguro po sa mga susunod po na mga isasubmit na liquidation report, bawas na po itong mga computation sa mga pre-audit findings po natin para hindi na po babalik sa school yung mga mga folder nyo. So, yan lang po, ma'am. Ma'am Isa. Thank you po.
Thank you po, Ma'am Mean, for the very timely and relevant updates. Moving on to the next part po. Here's Ma'am Rhea Ison. Let us welcome the Accountant 3 to talk about the preparation of bank reconciliation statement. There are some changes po for the program po. Si Ma'am Becca na po muna for the discussion of the budgetary matters. Let us welcome Ma'am Rebecca Balakit, Budget Officer, to discuss about the preparation of the 2022 annual school budget.
Hello, good morning po. Sandali lang meron na akong pinapatay na na meeting dito. Sandali lang
Sige po Ma'am Becca. Si Ma'am Rhea na mo po muna ang mag-discuss ng ating So,
lang yung isa kung Ako na lang isa.
Kayo po muna, ma'am. Sige po. Let us welcome again po our budget officer, Ma'am Rebecca Balakit, AO5.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning po. Good morning po sa kanilang lahat.
Morning po, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Ang sa akin po yung 2022 budget preparation and proposal po natin. Sige, next slide. ganito po dapat sa budget preparation, kung tayo po ay umaattend ng budget hearing, ganito po talaga dapat may budget call, tapos may budget hearing, may budget consolidation, dumadaan po din sa cut-off for inclusion of items in budget proposal, approval by the President, and the President submitted the budget proposals sa Congress. Yun po yung kapag lumabas na po yun, na-approve ni President, yun po yung National Expenditure Program po natin. Next po, next slide. Hindi siya mabasa. Budget preparation. It starts with the budget call, which sets the parameters and procedures to guide agencies in preparing their respective proposed budgets. It includes the budget priorities framework that identifies priority programs and localities where resources must be focused on. A fiscal year is a period of 12 months for which a government plans its management of money. Next slide po. Agency proposals. Agencies submit their proposed budgets through the online submission of budget documents, BP forms, a facility recently established by the DBM. Next slides po. Ito po yung overview of budget preparation. Katulad nga po ng sinabi ko, una yung budget call, tapos stakeholder engagement, tapos program convergence budgeting, agency budget proposal, tapos po budget hearing, budget proposal, presentation to the President and Cabinet and the President's budget. Next slide po. Ito po yung ating 2021 GAA para pagbabasihan natin ngayon ng ating 2022 budget proposal. Next slide. Ito po yung ating sample ng budget proposal na pinapa-encode po namin sa inyo. Hiningi po namin pero kailangan din pong mag-submit po kayo ng hard copy po with signature po ng mga principals. Next slide. Ito po yung mga object of expenditure na karaniwan na ginagamit po natin sa ating araw-araw na pag-utilize ng ating MOE. Ang training. Sa training po kasi, it includes the GAD, inset, and the outside training. Sa training po, sa GAD po, it includes the GAD proper, the senior citizen, at saka yung PWD. 5% po ng total annual MOE nyo po, dyan na po kukunin yung 5% po para sa GAD. Pwede rin po naman kayong, hindi lang naman po siya training, pwede rin po kayong kumuha ng 5% ninyo para pambili ng pagpapagawa ng repair ng comfort room sa lalaki at sa babae, pwede rin po yon. Pwede rin po kayong bumili ng wheelchair para sa mga PWD. Pwede din po kayong magpagawa ng railings or hump para po naman sa mga senior citizens. Yun po pwedeng paggamitan ng inyong 5% GAD na fund. Yun po kasi is requirement ni COA na dapat daw po yung ating annual MOE fund budget is kailangan daw po merong 5% para sa GAD. Yung inset naman po, alam ko po na halos lahat naman po ng mga schools gumagamit naman po kumukuha naman po ng 5% para sa inset. At yung pong outside training naman po, ang kukunin nyo po dito sa object of expenditure na training is yung registration fee po nyo. Kung may mga teachers po kayo, non-teaching, na nagte-training po, nag-a-attend ng mga seminar, yung registration po dito po nila kukunin. The next po is the traveling expenses. The traveling expenses. This account is used to recognize the costs incurred in the movement, transport of government offices and employees within the country. This includes transportation, travel per dimes. Ito po yung sa mga per dime kapag po may mga seminars. Ito po yung transportation and all other related expenses. Next, sa office supplies. Sa office supplies expense po. This account is used to recognize the cost or value of office supplies such as bond paper, ink, and small tangible items like staple wire, remover, puncher, stapler, and other similar items issued to end users for government operations. Since ngayon po dahil pandemic,
Wait lang po, ma'am, wait lang po. Pa-mute muna po nung iba. Sasalita po si Ma'am Becca. Pa-mute muna po nung iba po. Hello po, pa-mute po muna nung iba po. Hello po? Pa-mute muna po.
Yung kay Ma'am Morty Shane po, hindi po naka-unmute. Okay na po.
Hello? Hello, okay, Isa? Okay na?
Opo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sige. Tuloy na po tayo. Sa office supplies naman po, office supplies expense, this account is used to recognize the cost or value of office supplies such as bond paper, ink, and small tangible items like staple wire, remover, puncher, stapler, and other similar items issued to end users for government operations. Since ngayon pong pandemic, mas kailangan po rin natin ng PPEs. Sa 2022 po kasi, baka kailanganin pa rin po natin. Siguro medyo bawasan po natin ang office supplies natin at ilagay natin po sa other supplies and materials. Wait lang. Sa other supplies and materials kasi, this account is used to recognize the cost of inventories issued to end users not otherwise classified under the specific inventory expense accounts. Kaya po yung mga PPEs natin, hindi naman po kasi siya makaklassify as office supplies, kaya dito po natin siya ilagay. Sa supplies and materials office equipment, ito po yung mga supplies na ginagamit po natin para sa ating mga office equipment. Basta po less than 15,000 below. Next po. Water expenses po. This account is used to recognize the cost of water consumed in government operation projects. Ito po yung mga water natin, ginagamit. Pwede rin nyo po dito ilagay yung mga binibili nyo pong distilled water, or mineral water, purified water. Diyan nyo po pwedeng ilagay yun. Electricity expenses. This account is used to recognize the cost of electricity consumed in government operations projects. Maliwanag naman po yun sa atin. Ano. Mobile. Landline. This account is used to recognize the cost of transmitting messages through telephone lines, mobile or landlines, telex, and the like, whether prepaid or postpaid. Meron pa pong isa kasi, yung postage and courier expenses. This account is used to recognize the cost of the delivery, transmission of official messages, mails, documents, recognize, and the like. Yun po yung pwede pong ilagay dito sa postage and courier expenses. Kung kayo po ay nagpapa-LBC, may mga importante po kayong mga official documents na ipapa-LBC, ito po yung gagamitin yung account. Postage and courier expenses. Next po, internet subscription expenses. This account is used to recognize the cost of using internet services in government operations. Since ngayon nga pong pandemic, baka po next year, ganun pa rin po naman ang magiging natin. Hindi po pa kaagad tayo magkakaroon ng face-to-face. Siguro po, pwede natin dagdagan yung ating internet subscription. Kaya pwede po natin dagdagan yung ating budget para dyan. Cable, satellite, telegraph, and radio expenses. This account is used to recognize the cost of using cable, satellite, telegram, and radio services. Next, awards, rewards, expenses. This account is used to recognize the amount given in recognition of any civic or professional achievement, excellent performance, and rewards to informers for the receipt of reliable information leading to the successful arrest, capture of fugitives, seizure, confiscation of smuggled goods, or collection of unpaid taxes, charges, fines, and penalties. It also includes amount awarded by courts, administrative bodies to persons affected by the destruction of property, death, or injury. Dito po sa awards, rewards, and expenses, yung pwede po kayong bumili ng trophy dyan, medals, etc. Next po. Other general services. Sa other general services po, ang gagamitin po natin, whether janitors, clerks, security guard, or driver po siya, kasi po usually naka-charge naman po yan as job order. Kaya ang gagamitin na lang po natin, other general services. Kasi po nakalagay dito, kapag po janitorial, wait lang. Kapag po kasi nakalagay janitorial services, nakalagay po kasi dito, the cost of janitorial services contracted by the government. Ibig sabihin po kasi, yung talagang nakakontrata po talaga siya. Yung janitorial services. At tayo naman po, charge lang po natin sa MOE natin as job order. So, ang gamitin na lang po natin, other general services, para uniform po tayo. Next po. repair and maintenance of school buildings. This account is used to recognize the cost of repairs and maintenance on office, school buildings, and other structures. Since ngayon po, meron na po tayong memo tungkol po dito, doon po natin siguro siya ilagay sa other supplies and materials para sa PPEs natin. Repair and maintenance of furniture and fixtures. This account is used to recognize the cost of repairs and maintenance on furniture and fixtures, repair and maintenance of information and communication technology and equipment, para din po siya sa maintenance ng ating mga computers, repairs and maintenance of our motor vehicles, this account is used to recognize the cost of repairs and maintenance of our motor vehicles and other transportation equipment. Repair and maintenance of office equipment, same din po, para po sa ating mga office equipment. Repair and maintenance of other PPE. Sa mga hindi po natin ma-recognize kung saan po siya dyan na lang po niya ilagay sa repair and maintenance, other property, plant, and equipment. Next slide po. Next slide po. Next slide. Tapos na po ba tayo sa fuel, oil, and lubricants? Hello, next slide. Fidelity bond. This account is used to recognize the amount of premiums paid by the agency for fidelity bonds of accountable officers. Printing and publication expenses. This account is used to recognize the cost of printing and binding of manuscripts, documents, forms, manuals, brochures, pamphlets, and the like. Representation, other professional services. Wait lang. Other professional services muna tayo. Sa fuel, oil, and lubricants expenses muna tayo. This account is used to recognize the cost of fuel, oil, and lubricants issued for use of government vehicles and other equipment in connection with government operations projects. Ito po, lahat na po ng gasoline natin, pwede po natin dito i-charge. At yung pong, kung sino man po yung may mga generator, yung pong binibili natin ng mga gasoline, pwede din nyo pong i-charge dito. At saka kung sino po yung may mga lawn mower na ginagamitan po ng gasoline, pwede din po dito i-charge. Other professional services. This account is used to recognize the cost incurred for authorized legal since meron naman po tayong mga meron naman po tayong legal officer, kaya hindi na po tayo dapat gumamit nito. Advertising expenses. Wait lang. Hindi pa ako tapos. Ito na lang po tayo muna. Representation expenses. Dahil ngayon po, wala naman tayong mga kantin, pwede po tayo mag-charge dito. This account is used to recognize the expenses incurred for official meetings, conferences, and other official functions. Pwede po tayo dito mag-charge ng ating mga meetings dahil wala po tayo ngayong kantin. Sa transportation and delivery expenses po, parang hindi po data applicable sa atin to para gamitin natin. Yung other subscription expenses po, saan po ba natin ginagamit yan? Pwede rin po kasi siyang, this account is used to recognize the cost of subscriptions to library and other reading materials. Siguro yung newspaper lang po, yung pwede natin siguro gamitin pag nagpapasubscribe po tayo ng newspaper. Pwede po natin dito ilagay sa other subscription expenses. Next slide. Ito lang po yung mga importanteng mga breakdown of expenditure po natin para uniform din po tayo sa paggawa natin ng budget proposal. At ito nga pong ating budget proposal, kailangan po talagang gumawa tayo kasi sa school-based management po, isa po ito sa mga artifacts na hinihingi po ng coordinator ng SBM, yung pong project work, plan, and budget matrix. Pwede nyo rin po itong kasing ibigay para sa MOOE fund nyo po. Yung pong susunod na ipapakita namin, ito po yung mga nakapag-encode na sa ating Google link para sa ito na po sila, yung mga naka-encode na po sa Google link natin para sa ating 2022 budget proposal. Inaantay pa po namin yung iba. Sana po matapos na kasi kasalukuyan na po kaming nag-i-encode sa online budget proposal at nanghihingi na po kami ng kasi sinasummarize po namin siya para ilagay namin sa OSBP po namin at kasalukuyan na po kami naglalagay doon at nahihirapan nga po kami. Baka kasi maubusan na kami ng aming hard ceiling. Nag-aagawan po kasi dahil buong Pilipinas po ito. Kaya kung please lang po sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-encode, sana po mag-encode na po sila. Tapusin na po natin hanggat maaari kasi hanggang June 5 po ang aming deadline. At kailangan din po namin yung hard copy ninyo para ito na po rin ang pagbabasihan namin sa monthly cash program ninyo kapag dumating na po yung National Expenditure Program. Not unless po meron po kayong changes, saka po namin i-announce naman po namin sa inyo. At para na rin po makagawa rin kayo ng APP. Siguro po by October or November, magkita-kita po ulit tayo. Yun lang po and thank you. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at salamat po sa pakikinig po ninyo. Mamaya na lang po kung may tanong po kayo sa amin.
Thank you very much po, Ma'am Becca. That's very enlightening po. Salamat po. So, before we move on po to the next part of the program, reminder lang po, please do not forget to accomplish the attendance form. The link po is in the chat box below. Thank you. And of course, last but not the least, here's Ma'am Rhea Ison, Accountant 3, to talk about the preparation of bank reconciliation statement. Let us all welcome Ma'am Rhea Ison, Accountant 3, to discuss the preparation of bank reconciliation statement. Ma'am Rhea?
Okay, thank you, Isa. Okay, nandyan pa po ba kayo? Yan, so
Yes,
madali
ma'am.
na natin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so madali. Actually, review lang naman po ito. We already conducted an orientation workshop regarding bank reconciliation. Natatandaan niyo po ba sa SRCC? Okay, so ito ay review lamang po para doon sa mga clerks na medyo naguguluhan pa talaga. Okay, so what is bank reconciliation? It is the process of reconciling the cash balance as per bank statement with the cash balance as per depositor's record. Kaya lang, sandali, nag-i-echo po. Paki-mute na po yung ibang naka-mute. Naka-mute na. Okay, so baka dito. Kasi po meron din po kami another meeting sa kabila. Sabay-sabay po talaga ngayon. Naka-mute na. Okay na po? Nag-e-echo pa rin eh.
Nag-e-echo pa rin po, ma'am.
Kaya, wait lang po So, ito yung medyo downtime o downside ng ano eh. Yan, okay na po? So, let us continue. So, again, bank reconciliation. Okay. Bank reconciliation is the settlement of differences contained in the bank statement and the cash account in the agencies or entities books of accounts. So, kanina po, binasa ko na siya. So, simple lang po ibig sabihin nito, yung record po ni school, yung tinatawag nating report of disbursement, ay dapat balanse po sa balanse na makikita sa bank statement. Kasi most of the time, hindi po talaga balanse. Hindi ito pareho. Okay? So malalaman po natin yan mamaya bakit hindi sila pareho. Okay? So, next slide po. Excuse me. Pasuyo. Ayan, naghang na. Okay. Okay. So, ang bank statement naman po is a monthly statement given by the bank to the depositor. Kayo po yun, school. Summarizing all the cash transactions, deposits po, and checks paid by the bank during the month. Okay? So, ayan po ang itsura ng bank statement. So, at the upper right po, makikita nyo yung beginning balance. And then, yung credit na tinatawag natin, ito po yung mga pumapasok na pera sa inyong bank account, sa inyong checking account. And then sa debit side, sa left side, makikita po natin yung withdrawals. Okay, ito po yung mga check issued ninyo. Kasama ang bank charges. Okay, sometimes at the end of the year, nag-charge din po ang bank ng tinatawag nating withholding tax. Okay, and then sa baba po, makikita nyo yung ending balance po. Okay. So, ayan din po. Kasama din po sa bank statement yung picture po ng mga checks issued ninyo. Okay, so what is a bank reconciliation statement? It is a statement which reconciles the bank balance with the depositor's cash balance. This is the end product of the bank reconciliation. So yung mismo tinatawag na bank reconciliation statement, end product na po ito ng yung ginawang reconciliation process. Okay? So, ayan po. Ang template natin na gagamitin para sa bank reconciliation statement. Okay, makikita nyo dyan yung mga particulars. Ito po yung mga reconciling items. And then yung school, yan po yung record ninyo coming from your report of disbursement. At yung LBP, pinasimplify ko po Ito po yung records or reports na manggagaling po doon sa bank statement. And then sa remarks po, okay? So, bakit po ba hindi pareho lagi ang bank reconciliation? O I mean, yung balance po ninyo between your report of deposits and the bank statement. Normally po, ito mga dahilan yan. Deposit in transit, outstanding checks, bank service charge, bank collection, interest income, drawn against insufficient funds, and error. Okay? So, ano po ba yung tinatawag nating deposit in transit? This is the downloaded fund from the SDO which is received by the bank but too late to be included in the bank statement. So, kasi po si bank, nagkakaroon po yan ng cut-off. So, by the time na humingi po kayo ng bank statement, kung hindi po pumasok sa kanilang cut-off, yung pagda-download namin ng MOE, hindi pa po yan kasama sa kanilang bank statement. Pero na-download na namin. Okay? So sa record ninyo, kung nag-inquire po kayo sa cash unit, sasabihin ni Ma'am Jenny, ay ma'am, na-download na po namin lang yung MOE. So sa record po ninyo, i-record nyo na yung monthly MOE ninyo. But then sa bank, kung nag-early cut-off po sila, hindi pa po nila yan nare-receive. Okay? So that's one. So ang reconciliation nito ay idadagdag po ninyo doon sa unadjusted bank balance. Okay, next is the outstanding checks. These are the checks issued by the school to the supplier or payee but not yet paid by the bank or presented for payment. So ito po yung mga already issued checks nyo na po. Okay, so sa record niyo, nagastos nyo na siya. Pero kay bangko, sasabihin nyo, ay ba't ganun? Mas malaki pa yung pera ko sa bangko. Kasi po, hindi pa po nagpupunta si supplier o si payee para i-present yung cash. Hindi pa po niya na-e-encash. So, yun po yung tinatawag nating outstanding checks. So, ang normal reconciliation po nito, ay i-deduct po natin sa unadjusted bank balance. Okay? Next is the bank service charge. This is a fee charged by the bank for its services. It is supported by a debit memo. It is deducted from the unadjusted book balance. So normally makikita nyo po to end of the month or end of the quarter po. So maliliit na amount lang po to, normally 10 pesos o depende po doon sa amount po kasi ng nakadeposit sa inyo. So minimal amount lang naman po ito. Next, we have the interest income. This is the interest earned on the deposit. So general rule po, based on our Deposit Order number 29/2019, ito po ay general rule po, ito po ina-add sa unadjusted book balance. But based on the Deposit Order 29 series of 2019, ito po ay automatic po na nade-deposit sa Bureau of the Treasury at the end of every quarter. Okay? So drawn against insufficient funds, ito po yung tinatawag nating no sufficient funds. This is a check issued by the school, returned by the bank because the cash balance in the checking account is not sufficient to cover the amount of the check. So tumalbog po, ito po yung tinatawag nating talbog na cheque. So nag-issue ka po ng cheque but then your remaining balance in the checking account ay
kulang na po, insufficient na po to support the claim o yung payment na na-issue ninyo. So alam ko po may mga ilang-ilang schools na naka-experience niyan last 2020. It's not that their fault kasi first time po natin to. Lahat po tayo na-fight sa implementation ng DepEd Order 29, which is the use of the checking account para sa ating MOE. Okay, kaya po siya na no sufficient funds, it's because nag-charge po kasi ang bank ng withholding tax at saka bank service charges. So yun ang nakapagpa-insufficient o yun ang nagpakulang ng kanyang pondo. Okay, so kaya po importante na we apply for I-access po para lagi po natin nakikita yung remaining funds natin. Okay. So next is the error. So ito depende naman po kung sino yung nag-commit ng mistakes. Okay. Subsidiary entries or transactions that aren't recorded correctly. Ito po may na-encounter akong ganito kasi may nagpapacheck po ng bank reconciliation. So this mistake is only normally discovered during a bank reconciliation according to the balance. So ibig sabihin hindi nyo ito minsan nakikita. Pag nag-conduct lang po kayo ng bank reconciliation, sa kanyo lang siya makikita. For example, an invoice is entered as 0.89 instead of the 0.99. So may nangyari pong ganyang school. So nag-issue siya ng check amounting 0.89 yung dulo, but then si bank kineredit siya as 0.99. So nagkaroon ng difference by 0.01. Napakaliit na amount, di ba? So, minimal, but then reconciling item pa rin po siya. Okay. So ito po yung normal na error na ko-commit. When 2 digits are reversed, ito yung transpose. Ito yung tinatawag na transposition error. Kunyari, 3563 naging yung 5363 nagawa nyo yung 3563. So yung parang nararumble yung mga numbers. So normal po natin nako-commit yan. Okay? So yung rounding up din po, yan. So 23.46 na round up po siya na 24. So may yung difference po nun, error din po yun. So normally, ito po yung tinatawag nating formula para sa pagbabank reconciliation. Okay? Pero sabi ko nga po, ang gagamitin natin ay ito, mas simple na po. Okay? So let's begin. So pag nag-bank reconciliation po tayo, dapat meron tayong tinatawag na report of disbursement or working paper, yung advice po ninyo at saka bank statement. Okay, so ito po yung number 1. So tinawag ko siyang working paper kasi pwede kayong magdagdag ng mga columns sa tingin nyo makakatulong sa inyo para ma-monitor nyong maigi yung inyong disbursements. Okay, so first column is the date of the check. Chronological po dapat yan. The check number, ganun din po, chronological. And then the payee, kung sino po yung pinagbayaran ninyo. The particulars, kung para saan po yung ating binabayaran, the debit and the credit. Well, ito pong dalawa ay accounting term. Pero sabi ko nga po, working paper to, so nasa sa inyo po. Pwede kayo maglagay ng plus or minus sign. Ibig sabihin lang po nito, cash in, cash out. Yan. So, isimplify nyo po kung saan pwede po kayong mag-explore kung saan mapapabilis ang yung trabaho. And then the balance. And then total negotiated checks, ito po yung makikita nyo sa bank statement na nakiklear na sa cheque, sa bangko. And then the outstanding checks, ito naman po yung hindi pa nakiklear o hindi pa nababayaran ng bangko, hindi pa nape-present sa bangko. Yan. So, pwede din po kayo maglagay ng remarks, additional pa po. So don't forget po na hinighlight ko po si PSDBM. So normally po kanina na-discuss ni Sir Julius, reminder lang po na hanggat maaari po we prioritize or we patronize the procurement from PSDBM po na ating mga common supplies. And then, ipapangalan lang po natin kay school head ang ating cheque doon sa mga pagsiset up natin ng petty cash. Ito po yung minimal amount para sa ating mga expenses that impractical po to be paid in check. So pwede naman po tayo mag-set up ng monthly petty cash fund. Depende po yan doon sa normal nating mga gastusin na hindi pwedeng bayaran ng cheque. Okay? So iwasan po natin, ito common tanong po ito, na iwasan po natin na pangalan kay disbursing ang cheque kasi dapat po sa bonded personnel po dapat. Ngayon, sa mga instances po ng emergency purchase o reimbursement po, doon lang po pwede. Okay? So, and for that, mag-attach po tayo ng justification letter. Okay? Let's continue. So, number 2, kailangan po tayong merong agency advice of commercial checks release and checks canceled. Ito po yung pinaikli lang natin, advice. Ayan, meron naman po kayong record niyan. And then, pangatlo po, ito yung bank statement. So, mapapansin niyo po, naglagay ako ng linya kasi napansin ko sa karaniwan sa school, ang bank statement po, nagko-cover siya ng 2 months. Nag-start siya ng, for example, February 15 to March 15 of the succeeding month. So, hindi po kagaya sa division proper na ang aming bank statement naka-monthly, January 1 to January 31, February 1 to February 29. Parang ganun po. Sa inyo po kasi, overlapping nagsama yung 2 months. So, pag ganyan po ang nangyari sa inyong bank statement, kunin niyo po yung end of the month balance. Okay? Yun po yung kukunin nating ending balance. So let's proceed. So ang step 1 po ay balance as of end of the month. So kagaya po na sinabi ko kanina sa inyo, ito. Doon sa working paper po ninyo, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung 578.16 kanina, yun po yung ilalagay natin under the school balance. So ito na po yung natira after na mag-encode kayo ng mga checks issued ninyo. Okay? And then, mapapansin din ninyo, dahil may working paper kayo, madali nyong marirecognize kung ano-ano yung outstanding checks. Ito pa yung hindi pa nakiklear sa bangko. But then in your record, bayad nyo na po ito, na-issue nyo na si cheque. However, per your bank statement, nakita nyo, hindi pa po ito na-present for payment. Okay? And then, number 2, ito. Para makuha natin yung bank ending balance ni bank, kukunin natin, sinasabi ko nga po sa inyo, kunin yung end of the month balance doon sa bank statement. Yun naman po yung ilalagay natin doon sa unadjusted balance under the column nung LDP o nung bank. Okay, so tapos mapapansin nyo din po dyan, meron doon sa baba, errors which overstate the school balance. Okay, kasi nag-issue siya ng cheque amounting to 5,819.89 sa kanyang advice. But then, however, nung na-credit ito sa bangko, ang na-credit ni bangko ay 5,819.99. So just imagine na a matter of 0.01, reconciling item na po siya. So yun po yung important significance na nagkakonduct tayo ng bank reconciliation kasi nakikita natin, na-determine natin, na-identify po natin yung mga errors na ganyan. And so kung makikita ninyo, 578.15, the unadjusted balance, i-minus natin si 0.10 na reconciling item due to error. So ang ating balance na lang po as of the end of January 31, 2021 ay 578.05. Punta po tayo kay Land Bank. Sa balanse niya, biro mo ha, sa record natin 578 pa ang nalang ang pera natin, pero si bangko 86,000 pa. 86,399.67 pa ang natitira nating pera. Sasabihin mo, wow, ang laki pa pala ng pera ko. Okay. So hindi na kasi mayroon pa po tayong tinatawag na outstanding checks na for clearing pa lang po. Yan. Or for presentment pa lang po sa bangko. So ito ay nag-amounting to 85,821.62. So pag dinidak po natin yan, ayun, balanse na po tayo. So ito po yung tinatawag nating adjusted balances at the end of the month, 578.05. So ayan na po ang ating end product, the bank reconciliation statement as of January 31, 2021. So, ganyan lang po kasimple. Okay, maraming salamat po at sana po ay marami kayong natutunan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po for that, Ma'am Rhea. That's very informative po. Moving on to the next part of our program, the open forum. The floor is now open po for your questions, suggestions, recommendations, clarifications, or other concerns po concerning your schools po. Thank you. You may choose po to raise your hands You may choose po to raise your hands and unmute your microphone po one at a time, or type your questions po on the chat box. Thank you.
Excuse me muna, Isa. I-add ko lang doon sa object of expenditure yung bank charges kasi nakita ko yung diniscuss ni Rhea yung bank recon. Doon pala sa bank charges, kasama doon yung yun yung wala kayo sa object of expenditure ninyo na ginagamit. Kasama po doon yung pagbili nyo ng checkbook. Ito po yun. This account is used to recognize the charges imposed by the bank for various services rendered, excluding interest charges. This also includes cost of checkbooks, penalties, and surcharges on overdrafts.
Tapos i-add ko rin po, doon po sa mga walang MOE na meron na po silang school ID, nagtanong na po ako sa central office. Sa amin daw po kayo susulat at kami daw po ang magpo-forward ng inyong letter sa amin. Letter po, request for MOE. Tapos ilagay din niyo daw po doon yung school ID ninyo. Tapos gawan niyo rin po ng na meron na po kayong na itong year na to, na-approve na po yung ganito nyo, yung senior high school or yung inyong as integrated, ganun po. Tapos with school ID, ganito, sir, ma'am. Tapos i-address nyo po kay Sir Matirum, our superintendent. Kami na daw po yung mag-i-endorse sa through channel daw po. Thank you po. Yun lang po.
Ilan mga pwede pong meron na po kong concern.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ano po ito? Meron ko pong 4 na concern. Yung una po ay meron kasing 2018 unliquidated MOE ng Ang Cardones, hindi ko po time yon. Pangalawa po, kasi nakikita ko po doon sa mga documents nyo ay ang nakalagay pa doon ay Kapitano si Cardones Memorial Elementary School. Na dapat sana ay Kapitano si Cardones Integrated School na po sana. So ito po yung ating sanang official name ng school natin. Yung pangatlo po ay wala pa po kaming MOE for May 2021. Nakapag-liquidate na po kami. Tapos po yung pang-apat po, nasagot niya na po kanina, doon po sa nag-open na tayo ng junior high school as integrated school. Nasagot niya na po kayo ng tanong ho, narinig ko na. So yung 3 lang po yung concern ko, ma'am. Salamat po.
Okay po. So, sa mga concerns po ni Sir, Ma'am Rhea, Ma'am Glory, can you answer po? The speakers po, any of the speakers?
Okay, so maraming salamat po. Sir, ganito po, yung amin pong monthly po ang ginagawa po natin since last year po because of the pandemic po. So para po makakomply tayo doon sa ease of doing business, amidst the pandemic, gawan po natin ng paraan yung ating mga proseso. So pinoprocess na po namin lahat-lahat sa budget po at sa accounting po ang monthly MOE po ng schools. Ngayon, ang control po with regard sa releasing po ay nasa cash unit naman po. So kaya nga po kanina sabi ko, please enroll para sa iAccess para po monitor ninyo ang pag-download po ng inyong monthly MOE. But then you can also always check on from Ma'am Jenny kung na-download na po sa inyo. Kasi nasa kanya na po talaga yan. So pag sinabi po ni pre-audit checker na, ma'am, okay na, may liquidation na po sa ganitong school, automatic po yan, ipoprocess na po niya yan at mapupunta na po yan sa inyong checking account. However, please also consider na since medyo naka-alternative work arrangement pa rin po tayo, so hindi po ganun kabilis ang proseso ng pagpapakredit sa inyong account. So, kapag okay na po yan, nabigyan siya ng go signal ni pre-audit checker, ang gagawin po ni Ma'am Jenny, gagawan po niya yan ng LDDAP-ADA and then isasend po niya yan sa ating signatories. Papadala po kay Ma'am Susan, which unfortunately po nasa Las Piñas, and then kay Sir Materum po, kung hindi naman po siya naka-schedule dito sa division office, ay dadalhin pa po yan sa Valenzuela po ata. So ganun po, may mga proseso po tayong pinagdadaanan. And then, pag nakumpleto naman po, diretso naman po yan ni Ma'am Jenny sa bank. At yun po, inform naman po siya. From time to time naman po, ini-inform na po sa ating GC kung ano po yung na-download na po niyang mga pondo. Yun lamang po.
Tanong po dito sa chat box.
Po, meron pong tanong sa chat box po. Ma'am Glory, for qualification lang po sa MOE 2018, September 2018 po, nagpasa po kami noon, ma'am. May record po kami school, PMES. Thanks po. For clarification lang daw po yun, Ma'am Glory.
Okay,
Hello,
nag-message na po ako kay Sir Nico, pero pasenda lang po ng receiving copy ng February at September 2018 niyo po.
Okay po, ma'am. Noted. Sige po.
Hello po.
Noted.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Ma'am Rhea, Ma'am Becca. And pwede po ba ako magtanong din?
Yes, ma'am, please.
On po.
Go on po, ma'am.
Ma'am, di po ba kasi ang training natin ngayon ay we conduct training through virtual or webinar. Ngayon ho, madalas po din kumukuha kami ng outside speaker. Halimbawa, kailangan namin ng IT expert para ho to talk about yung technology advancement na magagamit ng mga teachers. For example lang po yan So pwede po ba kami mag-issue sa kanila ng honorarium or token para man lang po? Kasi una, di na rin po naman kami mag-spend for food or ano pa mang ibang bali doon na lang po sana sa makapagbigay kami. Pwede po yun sa MOE, ma'am, yung speakers token or kaya honorarium?
Yes, ma'am. Following po yung ating 2007-01 po ay pwede naman po. Provided na yung ating guest speaker po ay hindi taga DepEd. So hindi po natin pwedeng bigyan
outside
ng
DepEd
honorarium po kung siya po ay from DepEd.
Pag outside po pwede.
Yes,
Pag from
ma'am.
DepEd po, any amount or anything, hindi pwede.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Then, ano pa ba yung aking... Ma'am, kanina po kasi while you were discussing about the process or the procedure of changing of names, lalo na po sa land bank at saka to be forwarded to the DepEd, di ko po gaanong narinig, ma'am. Bigla ko kasi may tumawag sa akin na taga City Hall. Pwede po bang malaman uli the procedure? Kasi po, I'm actually, ma'am, dahil for this coming school year, we will be implementing the junior high school, yung grade 7 muna. Then nagpa-plano na rin po ako na magpa-change na rin po ng name. So pwede ko po bang malaman yung procedure and then the list or at least the requirements for that process, ma'am? Ma'am, pasensya na po. Alam ko na-tackle nyo kanina dahil nabanggit ni sir. Kaya lang po, doon sa part na yon bigla ho may tumawag sa akin. Taga City Hall, kaya sinagot ko po. Yun, na-miss ko po, ma'am.
Hello po, ma'am. Si Ma'am Balakid po ito.
Yes, ma'am.
Kung magpapa-approve po kayo ng senior high school or integrated?
Hindi po senior high school, ma'am. Bali, junior high school grade 7 lang po muna. For the sake of first year implementation po, ma'am. Grade 7 pa lang po. For this coming. Ang pangalan ho kasi namin, di po ba, formerly Bagong Tanyag Elementary School main, then dahil approved na po kami last October 2020 for the integrated school, kaya Bagong Tanyag Integrated School.
Ay, opo, ma'am. Ibig sabihin, ma'am, approved na kayo pero wala pa pong MOE for junior high school. Yes, ma'am. Opo, gaya po na sinabi ko kanina kay Sir Olalo? O Sir Olalo ba yun? Opo.
Opo, Sir Olalo.
Yes po, gawa po kayo ng request at ilagay niyo po doon na kayo po ay nag-file ng inyong approval for another school ID at naging integrated na po kayo. Tapos ilagay niyo po, indicate niyo yung school ID po ninyo sa request niyo po. At sabihin niyo po
yung dati po old school ID. Kasi iyon pa po ang mayroon namin. Yun po ba, ma'am?
Basta po yung kung kailan po kayo na-approve.
So far, ma'am, at this moment, wala pa po kaming new school ID, ma'am.
Okay lang, ma'am, pero approve kayo, ma'am.
Approve na po for integrated.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I-indicate nyo po yung old nyo kasi wala naman po kayo ng bago nyo. Yung lang po may mga bago, indicate nyo po yung bago nyong school ID. Ngayon po, ma'am, ilagay nyo po na na-approve na po kayo pero wala pa po kayong MOE. Kunyari po, na-approve kayo ng 2021 at wala pa po kayong MOE. Yun po, ilagay nyo po doon sa request nyo.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you po. Ma'am, how about po sa land bank, ma'am? Pwede na po ba ako magpa-change ng name sa time na yun? Ngayon, kahit po hindi pa po kami nag-i-implement. Actually, nag-i-implement kasi for the this coming school year pa po. pwede na po ba ako na magpa-change ng name sa bank para po doon sa account name ng school?
Hello po. Ma'am, ako na po sasagot niya kasi yan din po
Sige
yung
po,
tanong
thank you,
kanina
ma'am.
po sa Cardones. Opo, ganito po. Kaya po hindi kami makapag-change. Kung ano po yung ginagamit kasi ninyong checking account, account name, yun din po yung ginagamit namin dito sa division office. So kagaya po sa Cardones at sa inyo po, kung magkakaroon din po kayo ng integrated, kung ma-open na po yan, bigyan nyo lang po kami ng copy na yan na po yung account name ninyo, account name. Tapos babaguhin din po namin yung aming payee dito sa aming system po. So, kung ano lang po kasi yung...
Ibig sabihin, ma'am, mauuna po muna ako magpa-change sa land bank.
Yes, ma'am. Opo. Ganun din
Pwede
po
na
kasi
po yun,
wala
ma'am,
po.
ngayon. Sa panahon nito, pwede na po.
Yes, ma'am. Opo. Iaayos namin yung aming record sa aming EFRS. Ganun din po si Ma'am Jenny. Yun din po yung gagamitin niyang magiging account name po niya. Opo.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Maraming salamat po sa time at sa pagbibigay niyo ng maliwanag na paliwanag. Maliwanag na sagot po sa aking mga tanong. Thank
So
you
kung may
so
tanong
much.
pa po, malapit na po kasi tayo matapos. So samantalahin na po natin.
Sa mga may tanong pa po, limited lang time lang po yung meron tayo ngayon. So, we can accommodate 3 more questions po. Thank you po.
Hello, Miss
Hello,
Isa.
ma'am. Good afternoon.
May mga nasa
Ay.
chat box na mga na mga tanong. Pakiuna mo na lang sila kasi nakita ko kanina pa sila nagtanong. Thank you.
Sige po, ma'am. Thank you po. Sa chat po may nagtanong.
Siguro doon po sa mga questions regarding doon sa submission, please coordinate po kay Ma'am Glory po para po sa clarification ng mga reported kanina na non-submitted po. Okay? So para na-address na po natin siya. With regards po doon sa soft copy po ng ating presentation, yes, bibigyan po namin kayo, i-share po natin to sa ating GC. Ano pa po ba?
What can be possible po daw, ma'am, na rewards and recognition for school employees? Part of SBM daw po.
Trophy, medals.
Okay po, ma'am. Ilang CPs daw po ang need ipasang school budget proposal sa DO? Thanks po. Ilang copies?
One copy para sa amin, 1 copy para sa SBM nyo, at saka 1 copy para sa inyo po.
Yung iba po, ma'am, mga po?
Bali 3
Mga
copies.
clarifications po. Kay Ma'am Glory na lang po, i-PM na lang po natin siya for the clarifications. Hello, ma'am. What can be possible for rewards and recognition? Ay, yun na po, ma'am, yung kaninang question. Any other questions po? Kung wala na po, na question po, we will officially formally close the presentation po. Here is Ma'am Rebecca Balakit, A of 5 po, Budget Officer.
Yes po, remind lang po ako tungkol po sa dali lang po bago ako mag-closing remarks. Pa-remind po ako doon po pa sa mga hindi pa po nag-encode, please naman po. Naman po tayo, makisama sa amin, parang awa nyo na po. Kasi bali Saturday, Sunday po, nagpupuyat po kami para lang po doon sa pag-encode kasi nauubusan po ng hard ceiling. Kasi nationwide po ito, buong Pilipinas po, kaya nakikiusap po kami sa inyo. Salamat po.
Ma'am Rebecca.
Yes
Ma'am
po,
Rebecca,
sir.
pwede po magbatiin. Sir,
Yes
pwede
po.
po ng GABS. Kasi po, yung nakausap ko po yung sa senior high school namin, nakapag-encode na daw po siya sa sinasabi nyo. Siguro po ang problema yung name ng school ng senior high school na ginagamit. Kasi ang ginagamit namin ay standalone senior high school in Barangay Port Bonifacio. Pero yata doon ang nag-a-appear sa pag-encode ay iba. Baka po doon nagkakaproblema. Kasi doon daw po sa April na additional MOAE ng 2021, nakapag-submit na din po daw siya. Kaya lang, nakalabas doon sa na hindi pa po kami nagsasubmit. Baka po nagkakaproblema lang sa pangalan ng school sa senior high. Yun
Sir,
po yata siguro.
Yes, sir. Thank you po. Sir,
Opo.
meron po tayong group chat. Pakitanong na lang po sila Mean at saka si Rosel. Sila po yung in charge
Yes, ma'am.
kasi. Opo.
Apo, ma'am.
Makisuyo na
Sige
lang
po.
kasi nung
Thank you, ma'am.
tinanong ko po
Thank you po.
sila, hindi pa po daw po tapos yung mga nag-i-encode. Kailangan po kasi namin siya, especially sa elementary po, sir. Kailangan po talaga is namin siya, mai-summarize po namin kasi yun po yung inilalagay namin sa online budget proposal po namin na ini-encode po namin.
Thank you po, ma'am. Okay po.
Yes po, sir. Thank you
senior
rin
high school
po.
po.
Opo.
Okay po. Thank you.
Wala na po bang tanong?
No, any other questions po before we end the program po? Ay, wait lang po. Don't go yet po. We'll still have photo ops to do later po after the whole presentation. So, don't go yet po.
Yes po, mag-closing remarks na po tayo on behalf of our SDS, Margarito Materum, at saka lahat po ng finance unit. Kami po ay lubos na nagpapasalamat sa inyo pong pagdalo, at sana po naintindihan po natin lahat yung aming konting explanation sa inyo or konting mga justification sa mga nyo po, sa mga tanong nyo po. At kung meron po kayong mga hindi naintindihan, open naman po kami. Magtanong lang po tayo sa may group chat po tayo or i-PM nyo na lang po kung nahihiya po tayo. Yun lang po, maraming salamat po sa inyo pong pagdalo at magkita-kita ulit tayo sa susunod nating meeting. Thank you and good morning pa rin pala.
That's it for today, everyone. We appreciate you being here. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our honored guests and speakers, our school principals, the liquidations in charge, our auditors, Ma'am Jude Rubio and Ma'am Rhoda Valencia, the whole accounting team led by Ma'am Rhea Ison, the budget unit led by Ma'am Rebecca Balakit, the cash unit, and especially our officer in charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Margarito B. Materum Sese. We would also like to thank everyone who made this webinar possible, especially Sir Jose Abisado Jr., Head of the ICT Unit, for the technical assistance. Thanks again for joining us today. I am Miss Lumibao and see you next time. God bless us all. Please open your cameras po for the picture taking or photo ops. Ma'am May, please take in charge po for the picture taking. Thank you. Fertile po ang picture taking natin for the day.
Pa-open cam po.
Pa-open cam na lang po, ma'am and sir.
Naka-share screen pa po kasi.
Unshare, ma'am. Unshare niyo po yung file. Yan.
Dalawa yung kanina nakasumbing ako.
Ako na lang magpipicture sarili ko.
Kaya kung matatagal yung
Wala. Ang init din.
isa pa na pagkatanggal ko na sinampay ko. Yung tulupit lang. Pero sarap-sarap mong kahit
Maraming salamat po. God bless po. Hanggang sa
Maraming
susunod.
salamat po. Thank you po sa
God
lahat.
bless po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Jojo. Salamat
po.
po. Salamat
Pag may
po sa
mga
lahat ng
questions
principal.
Thank you po.
Salamat po.
Thank you po sa lahat.
Thank you
Happy
po.
one time.
Thank you po.
Kayo din.
All accounting and budget, iwan po para sa photo op.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Auditor Jude. Thank you, Auditor Roda. Thank you, Sir Materu. Thank you, Sir Jojo. Thank you, Ma'am Becca. Thank you to all the accounting and budget and cast personnel. Thank you so much. To God be the glory. Thank you, God. Maiwan ng ano, ha? Wag mo nang aalis ang tiga-accounting. Budget, picture tayo.
Maiwan daw po magaganda.
Magaganda, may iwan. O, Ma'am Jenny, tanggal mo muna yung face mask para kita tayo sa picture.
Ma'am, wag po muna kalimutan yung attendance form po. Reminder lang po. Reminder lang po yung attendance form po natin.
Oo,
Paki-accomplish po
picture
and
tayo.
evaluation form.
Eh, di ba, padala nyo sa akin yung food ko dito sa bahay?
Yung evaluation po,
Iba po ba yun yung kahapon, yung attendance form na sinend? Iba po yun?
Registration form po yun, ma'am.
So saan makikita yung link ng for attendance?
Nasa chat box po natin po, ma'am.
Okay.
Nandito po sa chat box. Nandun din po sa GC natin po. Sa Tapad Schools po, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Wait lang. Ang ganda ko, di ba?
Kaya dami yung principal. Grabe kayo.
Maganda si
Sir
Rosel.
Jojo, thank you so much. Salamat po talaga, Sir Jojo, to all the school
Thank you, ma'am.
heads. Salamat po talaga ulit sa inyong lahat.
Salamat po.
Thank you po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you din,
Salamat po.
Ma'am Becca.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am.
Parang kukunin na tayo na.
Ma'am Isa. Thank you po sa inyong lahat.
Oy, nagka-picture pa ba? Dali.
Sige na. Ano po? Ano sila kayo?
Hindi pa ako nakismile.
Nasaan na si Mama Rinel?
Ma'am Jo, nagpapaganda.
Ma'am Jo.
Ma'am Jenny. May mauwi na kami ng June.
Bukas, sir!
Ay, bukas pa.
Okay na.
Magaganda daw eh.
Yung magaganda lang daw.
Tsaka pa yung budget.
Baka mag-ano si Sir J, mga magaganda at pogi.
Kinukuha ko na siya na lang. Kinukuha na ako ni Lord.
Oo nga, ma'am. Kinukuha ka na.
Ang ganda ng background nila, nasa langit.
Wala na si Ma'am
Thank you,
Marlene.
Isa. Thank you, Ma'am Marlene. Thank you, Ma'am Jo, Sir Julius, Ma'am Becca, Rosel, May, sino Ma'am Earl, ayun, sino Ma'am Buto, nandiyan pa. Sa lahat po, maraming salamat po ulit.
Naka naman ba yun?
Sir Jojo, super thank you.
Sir, thank
Thank you,
you
Sir
po.
Thank
Sir
you,
thank you
Sir
po.
Jojo.
Okay na, ma'am. Pwede na po. Ang magaganda lang. Maganda lang iwan. Maingat tayo, may.
Permission to leave po.
Nag-picture na ba tayo? Ma'am Isa, nag-picture na ba tayo?
Napicturean ko po yung iba. Di po kasi sa phone mo.
Kinukuha na ng langit si
Hindi kasi sa phone. Hindi kasi sa phone niya.
Picture.
Nag-ano kasi lang
Langit yung cellphone mo. Ayun na. Chan naman namin.
1, 2, 3. Smile.
Sabi dito. Kata yung mga bata.
Okay na.
Ulo ko na
Ano lang ni Ma'am Rhea nakikita kanina?
Ay, isa pa na! Alis face mask. Wala na akong
Wow, inalis pa face mask.
Dapat alisin. Ma'am Michelle.
Yan, ma'am.
Ulit.
Ulit daw, ma'am.
Alisin mo. Face mask mo.
Naku, Kiki lang yung mundo, ma'am. Si Ma'am Jo lang yung maganda. Jo, lumapit na sa bintana para may liwanag.
Asan si Ma'am Mean?
Malungkot si Ma'am Mean.
Ba't nawala? Wow, gaganda.
Ganda talaga.
Gaganda.
Mama yung pagganda.
Oo, thank you. Job well done. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, Sir Jojo.
Thank you, Sir Jo.
Thank you, Sir Jojo.
Welcome po. Sabay.
Thank you, Isa.
Thank you po, Sir Jojo. Thank you din po,
Thank you
ma'am.
sa lahat. Thank you.
Jojo, thank you.
Ano to? Wala kayong pagkain.
Kain na na.
Pa-deliver nyo na lang.
Kainan na.
Ayun na.
Hey, yung para
Oh,
sa
padala
amin
niyo
yung
dito
tabi
yung
mo.
kanina. Padala niyo dito sa amin yung pagkain namin.
Hindi, Mabini Street, Tacloban, Taguig City.
Buayan, oh. Saan? Itira bukas. Itabi.
Kay Sir Julius. Sir Julius mong babae. Ayan, no? Mag-live na po tayo.
Patira po bukas. Palagay po sa ref.
Palagay sa rep. Papasok kami ni Ma'am Mean.
Apo, sarap na lang, ma'am.
Palagay sa
Ako
rep.
papasok, ubusin ko po yun.
Tiran mo kami nga, Ate Isa.
Ubusin ko po.
Basta.
Pag pumasok po ako, ubusin ko po yun lahat.
Ma'am Isa, bukas tayo. Meron daw sabi ni Sir Jao. Oo,
Sige
tinanong
po.
ko na si Sir Jao. Okay, see you. Thank you, Ma'am Isa. Thank you very much.
Thank you din po.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Ma'am Becca.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Ay, Ma'am Marina.
Ma'am Rhea, thank you po.
Bye-bye po.
Sir Jojo, thank you po.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Sir Jojo.
Permission to leave.
Permission to leave din. Ano?